Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
How's it going, guys? So today's video will be going over some of the Q&A, not all of it. This is going to be a day after the Q&A was happening. So what we're going to go in here today is we're going to chat about the relics first and foremost, and then we're going to dive into some of the GAC stuff, and then kind of wrap up with like future content that they were kind of hinting and confirming and / denying. So let's start off by going over some of the relic stuff that they went over. Alright, so this first one kind of just reinstates that there's not so much gear grinding as it is trying to build a more sustainable system. Still not sure about this part of the whole aspect of relics, like how much gear is going to be needed or anything like that. But hey, if they're still saying it's going to be more sustainable of a system, I think that might be a really good idea and a good thing to shoot for. And then down here, catch-up mechanics for newer players. They said they're working on a big push to make the newer players have much clearer goals to become veteran players, and they kind of mentioned this throughout this whole Q&A posts. I don't know how I feel about this because I've been playing here since like day one, almost three and a half, almost 4 years, and it's taken me a lot of freaking time to get to where I am. It's not until up until like a couple months ago where I've spent money on this game, and honestly, I would rather them make it so it's very similar, but kind of make relics more towards the veteran players with the gear grind. It's kind of what it's seeming like right now. But when they're saying they're trying to make it so the new players are going to be able to catch up, or seems like they're going to be able to catch up even faster than it was for us older players, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that should be a thing really. But that's that one. Next up, they talked about Scavenger a little bit. Okay, we already knew about that. And then down here, this is a bit of a bigger one here. This is probably one of the biggest ones I think out of this whole Q&A. This is a problem that a lot of people are having, and a question that's been coming up multiple times. Why did they release relics so closely after the Gear 13 release? This guy, oh by the way, answering his questions is 154M. Not sure who that really is. I think he's been in here multiple times, but I'm pretty sure that's his name. He's the guy going over relics. But what he's saying is there's many reasons why. This part, I read it already, this part is really, really cool and gives me a lot of hope for the future of this game. He says there's like a bunch of different points. So the first one, A, being the relic system timing isn't so much related to the proximity of to the Gear 13 as its proximity to what we have planned next, which is all about putting more focus on what it takes to get from new player to veteran player, and that's like the same thing we just went over. Not too sure how I feel about making it a lot easier for the newer players to become veteran players quicker. And then he goes on to talk about more flexibility and to spend more time reworking and adding new abilities. They already kind of went over in the last update, whatever, the Galaxies thing, the State of the Galaxies thing, that they're going to be releasing relics as of right now, or this next month, being just pretty normal, and then later on they're going to add in some abilities, which I think that'd be really cool to add in here, and I would love to see some of that. And also reworking that as well. And then they go on to say they got, this is probably my favorite part to it, we've got PVE content coming along with the leverage that will leverage the power and specialization provided by relics and the new growth paths by the archetypes. This is pretty dang big. PVE has been something we've been lacking for quite a while now. I'd say probably, I don't know, how long has the new TV been out? Probably since that, and even then it's really boring. It's just like a copy and paste of the old TV. So if you wanted to really just go about, raids, it's been over a year since we had like a good raid. And there's also another part I want to hit up here about future content we'll go over later that I think is going to be awesome to see. But they're just kind of hinting at some more raids that will make it so relics are a lot more necessary to have and a lot more important. So tying relics with raids is cool. And then they tie it up with next point here. We want to provide power increments in this game more sustainably and meaningfully than the way we have tackled gear over the past few years. So I kind of understand that the gear grind is really bad right now. Maybe they're trying to make this a little bit easier on us older players, and kind of, I wouldn't say make it so we have all the advantage in the world against these newer players, but make it so we have a small advantage because we've been playing longer. I think that's pretty cool. And then that's kind of what they say here. The big takeaway from this part is the future content, and relics weren't, you know, specifically timed right after Gear 13. That's just kind of how it happened. There's a lot of stuff that they're trying to plan here, I think, and it just so happened that Gear 13 and relics were just back-to-back type of things, which can be good and bad. I think it's it could go really good for if it's going to be you know, increasing the GP with depending on the relics. They do go later on and chat about that the what's it called, the GP will increase ship crew. I'm not sure if that's going to mean it's going to increase characters as well. If it is, I'm totally fine with this as well with relics. But pretty much this whole relic thing really kind of reassures me about it all. Doesn't make me too nervous about it. Doesn't make me want to be, you know, throwing my iPad or anything because I'm mad about it. This is the part I was saying, will the progression impact crew power for pilots? And they said yes. So this might just mean, you know, also that the characters will also be getting a nice boost in GP. And if that's the case, the GAC shouldn't be that bad of a matchmaking problem. So this is kind of it for the relics, and now we'll move on to some of the GA stuff. Okay, so the biggest thing I want to hit up here first when it comes to the GAC, the cheating and trying to figure out whether they are a cheater or whether they're not a cheater. And what they're kind of doing here, they kind of chat about it in the State of the Galaxy they posted a little bit ago. They're kind of going to work with that SWGoH.gg, the website there, with all the awesome info about the game and all this sort of stuff there, which can be a great thing and a bad thing. It's going to be really easy to catch those cheaters, but the bad thing, and what I think it might kind of weigh, you know, and weigh out the other part to it, where trying to catch cheaters with this new thing, is all of the counters and all of that theory crafting that you guys are doing and using these cool teams will now be exposed, and people will catch on to these new things that are, you know, pretty, I wouldn't say they're game changing, but they definitely do help out quite a bit with like all the theory crafting out there. This could really expose that. So not only is it going to expose the cheaters and catch the cheaters, but it can also expose your new theory crafted teams and your counters that you're using, which for guilds and TW, which could be, it's pretty big, guys. I don't know how I feel about that part to it, but I think the biggest part is they're going to be catching cheaters a lot more. And I think it's cool that they're going to, you know, kind of tie in with the SWGoH.gg website and those people over there. So I think this is all in all pretty good. I'm not too sure how I feel about, you know, the counters being exposed. So hopefully they're still trying to figure it out a little bit and get back to us. So yeah, I'm not reading all of these, you know, all the way through. I'm gonna just kind of skim over it. They are kind of trying to get back in 3v3s. Not right now, but they're working around it, and they're trying to get it, you know, sooner than later into the GACs. But right now they're kind of just focused around the typical 5v5s. They go down here and they chat about 3v3s, 5v5, 3v3 with ships, 5v5 with ships, a lot of different stuff that we used to see pre the GAC championship. So pretty cool stuff there. Okay, this is one of the biggest things that I saw reading this, and something that really caught my eye. Okay, so the question was, aside from the new Geos, TBs, Light Side and Dark Side, which are challenging but not really new content, because pretty much if you think about it, they're just reskinning of the old TBs. This person says, will we be getting sometime soon new content? Top Hat, this is his whole section on the GAC stuff. He says, I'd love to tell you, but I can't. We're always working on something. So in my previous video I did a couple days ago, I went and chatted about, I'm pretty sure that, because in a previous one of these Q&As around May, they already had Gear 13 and they're kind of hinting towards a Relic system almost. And if that's the case, we should be seeing some new PVE mode around October, November-ish, right before the new movie. Probably around the time that the Disney Plus goes live, which would be awesome to see. There's a lot of content that can be coming out of this game from all the Star Wars stuff going on, guys. And I do really think that we'll be getting some awesome game mode PVE content coming here sooner than later. So this whole thing with Top Hat saying that we're always working on something really makes me happy, and I would love to see some more PvE content. Going along here, another question here says, was GAC supposed to replace Arena as the main source of crystal income, and when is this going to happen? This is a previous question in a previous Q&A. Top Hat says, great question. The answer is we don't know. So this I would like to see some more crystals added into like the rewards, you know. I would like to see that, because with the signal data being required on the Cantina node, you're going to be needing to refresh that node a lot. And I really think the best way to go about this is getting getting some more crystals from GAC and trying to be more competitive in that mode, because if you're more competitive, the more crystals you get, and you'll be on top of your signal data, and I think that should be really the best way to go. Maybe they're going to implement that in like a new raid with more crystals, I don't know. But this is pretty cool to note here. And then same thing here with the matchmaking. They are still trying to tweak it and make it, you know, really good and optimize it a little bit more. So pretty much all this text here is just, you know, going and chatting over it. So they're still trying to figure out the matchmaking. I still think it's pretty dang good, a lot better than what it used to be. So there you guys have that. So to go along with the, you know, future PVE content, another one just reinstates that it's going to be happening soon. A question saying, do you have any plans for PVE game modes outside or after Lightside GOTB? And 154M says yes. Pretty big stuff there. I would just love to see some more PVE like I've been mentioning here throughout this video. Also here, I'm going to wrap it up here. There's not too much to go over here besides quality of life, but I don't want to go into that because that's pretty boring in my opinion. Are there any future plans for a new game mode to do with vehicles, like ships, but land vehicles like AT-STs, AT-ATs, etc.? Kind of a cool thing here. This would be awesome. I mean, think of like pod racing. What if we get like a pod racing mode, guys? That'd be awesome. Maybe they're gonna be kind of like a new raid almost, where you gotta collect these things, or you just use them as you go along throughout this raid. I don't know. It could be something really worth you know, looking into. And the answer to this question is yes. This is also something they're looking into doing here in the next future plans. Just guys, to wrap this whole video up, there is so much dang content that is going to be coming out here in the next few months. Not just from the movies, like The Mandalorian, the new Clone Wars TV show, the new movie. Next year we got like a Cassian TV show, a Kenobi TV. There's like a handful of things we're going to be seeing, guys. And on top of that, this game is not done with any of their, you know, content that they're trying to think of with their PVE stuff. GAC, there's just a lot of content to be done around this game, guys. This game, I think, was in kind of a dark time, like maybe a month or two ago, but this whole Q&A is probably my favorite Q&A we've seen in a while. This kind of just boosts up my willingness to play this game even more so. I would love to do more stuff around like new PvE content. We haven't had one in a long time. So pretty much this whole Q&A is a double thumbs up for me. I love it a lot. So hopefully you guys kind of read along with me on some of this other stuff. Maybe I missed out some of this stuff. I didn't go over quality of life, but I'm pretty sure I hit up some of the key points here, guys. So again, I'm not sure if CG watches my videos or not, but I really like the way things are going right now. And I don't know, I'm just really looking forward to the future of this game, guys. I've been playing this game since day one, and I'm always going to be playing it no matter how bad it is or how, you know, awesome it is. I'll play it whatever the feeling is of the game, whatever path it take us down. I'm still going to be on the board with this. I love Star Wars too much to not play it. So what they're doing here, guys, this whole Q&A is really giving me a lot of hope for this game. And I'm sure other YouTubers will go over the same stuff, but my take on it is that pretty much the concluding of this video, we're going to be seeing new PvE content soon around the GOTB for Lightside. Some new Relic stuff that could be good for the game, that could be maybe a little bit annoying to get, but you know, all in all, I think it'll be pretty dang good for the game. And then along with PvE content, we'll be maybe seeing that new speeder mode or land vehicles mode. I don't know, that'd be pretty dang cool. But that's pretty much it, guys, for my video. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like, share, and sub for my videos. I do daily videos on this game, so feel free if you are new here to leave me a sub. Besides that, we have a Discord and a Patreon. Go check out those two things. But that's it today for my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you later.